Michael, and thank you all for being here, the live stream, all of the help and participation in making this happen, and this wonderful event happen today. You know, Steny Hoyer and I had an opportunity to face off in a forum a few days back by the Charles County, presented by the Charles County Chamber of Commerce in Charles County, Maryland. And many were surprised, quite honestly, that a businessman, Marine, and country boy from Southern Maryland could get the better of a 46-year career politician. No one seemed to be any more surprised, however, than Mr. Hoyer himself. After the debate, a very frustrated Mr. Hoyer leaned over and stated to me that I'm coming after you, that he was coming after me. I believe that Steny may be a bit confused, as in his arrogance, he hasn't noticed that the constituency of the 5th Congressional District is actually coming after him, and Speaker Pelosi as well, for the spending into historical deficit levels while in power for the past 4 years. They have led Congress, ignored our Constitution, and not passed a budget, which is simply irresponsible. They, Hoyer and Pelosi, have let Maryland and our nation down. Steny's never met a tax hike he doesn't like. Simply check his voting record and consider this. They have controlled the purse strings for the past 4 years, and they've led government through government-led housing crisis, reckless government spending, bailouts, and a government takeover of health care. This is why the 5th Congressional District and its citizens are coming after him. Let me say this. Mr. Hoyer, we're not your servants, and you need to understand that. We will no longer take our family funds and allow you to feed your special interests with them. You'll no longer look down your nose at us when we declare a strict following of the Constitution. Don't tell us you don't have time to read bills or pass a budget, which is irresponsible, not pass a budget. And when we speak of constitutional truths, don't tell us that you're coming after us. We don't work for you. You work for us. It's our tax dollars that make up your paycheck. We will use our constitutional freedom here in November to render you, as well as Ms. Pelosi, pink slips, so that freedom-loving Americans, regardless of party affiliation, can come in and fix the mess that you all have made. Thank you for your service, but we can take it from here. And yes, we can fix this. Freedom-loving Americans can fix this. America has had their back against the wall many times before, and we always find a way to win. This will be no exception. Freedom finds a way, and the United States of America will find a way. We will cut spending and balance the federal government, thus increasing consumer confidence. We will rein in the size of government, waste and excessive pork barrel spending. We will call for single-issue legislation to ensure that no one can backdoor additional pork barrel spending into legitimate bills. We will extend tax cuts for all Americans and help in allowing businesses to get citizens working again. We will create a government that works for the people, that brings out our nation's best, instead of stifling them with senseless entitlements and government handouts. You know, I took an oath when I joined the United States Marine Corps to defend our country and our Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. While in Kosovo, I was obligated and obliged and honored to do my foreign duty. Come November, I will look to do a domestic one. Make no mistakes about it, and I hope the media understands this, as well as anyone here that's in support of anyone, even if it's not this campaign. I don't pick personal battles. I don't choose to do that. I believe every party has got to be part of this solution. But when it comes to freedom in our Constitution, I demand the right thing be done. We will go forward as patriots and as Americans, and we will find ways to solve our problems. We will get people working again. We will rebuild confidence, consumer confidence, and everyday citizen confidence in our country. I simply ask for every American in the 5th Congressional District to stand with us, because together we can make a new day in Maryland. Thank you all so much for being here. And of course, if time does allow, I can entertain any questions. I will entertain any questions. That will concede my formal remarks.
How was that candidate forum in Charles County?
Yes, sir.
And I was sitting down there, I was right down in the front with my camera shooting y'all when y'all were speaking. Now, I don't know if it was just, I don't have good eyesight, thank God for autofocus cameras, right? But I could have swore towards that end, just about shortly after he made that remark to you, that there was like a knuckle punch to your back. Is that true? Were my eyes, am I that blind, or did I make that up, or was he,
no, sir.
Was he giving you kind of a goad there?
You're not making that up. Several have commented on that. I actually did express that to some of the leadership of our team, and it was done not just once but twice. And my concern with that is, I guess desperate times call for desperate measures. And you would think that someone that would be seasoned and would have truth on their side, unless they don't have truth on their side, would not lend themselves to doing something like that.
He realizes you're a Marine veteran, right?
I think he does. In fact, if I were going to pick a fight with anyone, it wouldn't be a Marine, just between you and I. But in a gentlemanly and statesmanlike fashion, I have no ill feelings towards our current congressman. I simply believe that sometimes you just have a tendency of staying in places too long. You feel betrothed to certain positions of power, and you forget where you've come from. And I want to make sure that it's so clear for everyone. I'm not coming after Mr. Hoyer for hitting me in the back or for telling me that he's coming after me. In fact, I look forward to it. Bring it on. I've never met a Marine that didn't like a good fight. But I will say that the fight is with our Constitution and its freedoms, not about personal innuendos and issues that I have against anyone. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I will fight for Mr. Hoyer in combat the same way I fight for my daughters and all of you, because it's about our country. It's not about me.
Yeah, it does kind of take the campaign down a notch or two, doesn't it? I mean, as opposed to sticking to the issues and may the best man win, it seems like in a public forum you don't resort to that kind of childish tomfoolery.
I agree. I agree. And you would certainly think that my opponent would certainly know the difference. I'm concerned, though, and I would hope that when a lot of those that support my opponent, they would at least talk with him about that and help him to understand that no matter how frustrated you get, you shouldn't put your hands on another person. You should keep your comments as mature and your actions as mature as possible. It really is that important. Well, let me say this. Thank you all again so much for coming out. And I mean that for all of you. I truly appreciate you being here. I hope that you will be able to see beyond any preconceived rhetoric. Many people will look at you and say, yeah, it's a good speech, but it has no teeth because he has no experience. I ask you to do this. Check my record. See what I've done as a Marine officer. See what I've done in business. Having the opportunity to turn around one of the largest locations of my corporation's plants. We have over 356 plants across the country. I was chosen to turn around one of the largest ones and did just that. Check what I've done in raising my 4 girls. Look at their GPA, all 4 of them. See what I've done as a family man, businessman, Marine, and then you tell me that I'm not the guy to get this thing done. I guarantee you I am. And I promise you something else. At the end of the day, whether you're a Democrat, Independent, or Republican, you'll be proud to know that Charles Lollar ran a campaign that flew above all the pesky name-calling, personal attacks. It won't happen on my watch. I will not embarrass you. And if I am honored and humbled to serve you in the next 13 days in a wake-up, you'll be proud every day I'm in office. Listen, God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming out to this press conference, and I look forward to seeing you all in the future.